Well, guys, it's Friday, a day earlier than what I expected, and we got something here. Take a listen. That, my friends, will be some quail. So I just peeked in there. I don't know. I'm hoping they all made it, but the hutch is not completely done. We still have to paint the roof, put the shingles on. We still have to put sand in, and we have to move it. So I might have to get a Tupperware and put the 4 adult females in, and then I'm gonna put the 3-week-olds in a actual dog crate that has hardware cloth wrapped around it because they're a little bit too small to be out in the cold. And well, it's really not cold out, but the evenings and the nights get cold. They're gonna have a lamp on them for at least another week, probably, maybe a week and a half. But yeah, so let's open these guys up and see what we got going on. And I'm going to try not to lose them all through the house. Wouldn't that be terrible? They're definitely not skittish. Oh, hey there. Yeah, that's tape. That's not food. You're probably hungry and thirsty, huh? We'll try to get you somewhere. It's a little very inquisitive. Get you somewhere a little better off for you.
This is just a temporary setup. And I realize you really can't see anything. Let's see if I can crank it up. There, you can see a little bit better now. I have a water in there for them. I just spread food. I did have it on like a plate. But as you can see, they just kind of eating everywhere. And then here are the adult females. Oh yeah, a little slick in there for you. They also have spread the feed all over the place.
All right, so we've had these quail for 24 hours, and I want to talk about how that's been. So we got the quail Friday around noonish. It's actually been over 24 hours, but it's currently Saturday evening around 5 o'clock, and one of them did not make it. We got 4 adult females, and then we got a run of 20, which could be males, females, we don't know yet. They're younger, and you can't tell the sex of them whenever they're that young. So we got supposed to get 24 total. One of the small ones died. So we have 19 little ones and 4 full-grown adults. So I'll show you some video of them here in a little bit. And I'm going to have to manually take care of this because I am not happy with my results from this camera. So one thing I did wrong was I got the little ones out of the box into a different box. And I knew they were hungry and thirsty, so I gave them some food. That was fine. I knew they were going to make a mess with it. They pretty much did. And then I gave them some water in a waterer. Well, they were on the cardboard, and they were splashing the water out in the cardboard. And a couple of the smaller ones kind of got ran over, and they pretty much got ran into the ground, and they got wet. And I thought I was going to lose 1 or 2. But I put it under the light, and it got warm back up, started eating and drinking, and it was fine. So I put all of them outside. We built a little, we built a hutch for the big ones, full grown. And then I actually built a kind of a brooder box for the small ones. And I put them out in the shed last night with a heat lamp. And I went out this morning to check on them. And one of them I thought was dead, laying on the wire. And he's actually in here with 2 other ones. And let's see if I can get in here. I'm going to turn this heater off. I have a heater running beside them if they do get a little bit too cold. And I'm sorry if I wasn't in focus for that. I apparently had the autofocus turned off, which now it's turned on. So I have 3 of these chicks in here. The one, whenever they were shipped, quit picking on each other. Whenever they were shipped in that tiny little box. And so they were all like, oh my gosh, he's having such a hard time. They were all kind of just shoved in a box together. And so they were in there with food, they were in there with their poop, feathers, and it would clump up on their toes and get into like a really hard ball. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to worry about that today. I'll worry about cleaning those off their feet today. Well, it was a royal pain, but one of them, they got their foot stuck in it. It was actually this one, this little guy. He got his foot stuck in. You can see kind of where his toes are a little bit red. What's going on, Everly? Right here. I can't really point to it, but you can see where one of his toes is kind of red. He had that stuck in the floor, and he wasn't really moving. I thought for sure he was dead. But he moved his eyes a little bit and he was moving around. So I was like, oh, he's actually alive. So I put him under the heat lamp. Then I brought him in here beside a heater, and he is doing so much better. He's eating and drinking, tearing around with the other ones. And earlier today, 8 hours ago, he was laying around like he was almost dead. So I have to clean that off of their feet. But you can't get them wet when they're this young because they can't handle it. This is one of the ones where I was cleaning his feet off, and I actually cut his foot. It's sort of bleeding. Oh, yeah, okay. And he's doing better. And then this one, I don't know what his deal is, but he's like missing some feathers here. I don't know if he has like skin irritation, but he keeps picking at his, as I spit on him, he keeps picking at his feathers. He's kind of small. My gosh, their heart runs 1,000,000 miles per hour. But you can see they're eating and drinking and having the time of their lives now. So I know at least this one can probably go out in the brooder tonight. Just because it's doing a lot better. Maybe this one. I don't know about this one. I don't know if he was getting picked on, if he has a skin issue or what. But yeah, so I have these 3 in here. So far I learned that if you're going to give them water, you need to have some bedding for the water to soak up into. Because if it's a hard surface, the water just sits, they can get wet, and they have a really hard time getting warmed up unless you put them like a blow dryer or a heat lamp. Also, when you feed them, you need to feed them in containers that are not completely open. Like they get their heads in there and they shake them back and forth, and they make an absolute mess if the containers are open. Same thing on the water. So they eat a lot, they drink a lot, and they poop a lot, which I guess that's what chicks do whenever they're still this young. No egg production for a few more weeks. So, oh, it's your puzzle.
What is going on in there? Oh, I can't have it? Okay, if you say so. Pay no attention to my nasty shoes over there that have holes in the backs are worn down. Is this a serious business here with this puzzle? Oh, is it just fun? Oh, okay, so it's nothing serious. Where does this one go? Does it go right here? What about right here? Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of cold out today. It was supposed to get to like 50, and I don't think it ever got there. It's 47 now. So I have an extension cable plugged beside the wall. Runs the whole way. Can you see it? I don't know if you can. Out here. So before we show you the adults, they're hiding. Let's show you the setup we got for the chicks. Wonder if we can hear them in here. No, they're being quiet. All right, so I'm not gonna do this too long because it has to have the door open for some light so you guys can see, but I don't want to get too cold. So this is the little situation we got here. I just made this yesterday on the fly. It's like a 36 by 37 little brooder for them. It's sitting up on blocks, so they're not actually walking on that tarp. So any poop, any food, any whatever dirt, they need to get some water. They're out of water. Falls right through. I think they're out of water. Nope, I still see some in there. I had that water like filled up halfway, and they can't waste too much of it when it's like that either. But so yeah, I have this here so I can easily lift this if I need to get to them. These ones are a little bit bigger. These can probably actually move out sometime soon to the hutch, but I'm going to keep them in here for about another week and a half until they get about the same size as the rest of the bigger ones. But same idea. I have the food in a container there. That's not actually strawberries or sugar. Have a water there. Since they're older, it's not a big deal. There is a thinner gap. I got that at Tractor Supply for quail. Quail aren't that great at being smart. So especially when they're little chicks, if you use a regular water for like a chicken or like a bowl of water, they can get in there and they can get really wet or they can drown. Look at them picking at each other. So I'm just looking at them here now. None of them really look like they're injured. They're all growing good. They're really good size. I think the 3 that I have in the house are the smallest ones. So they're doing good. I have this heat lamp here on. I actually had it off for a few hours because they need to get used to not being on the lamp all the time. But I definitely leave it on in the evenings. But I also just wanted to turn it on so you guys can see it. And I actually have a temperature sensor here that's used for
It's more supposed to be just a general outdoor clock, but I figured, and temperature gauge, but I figured, yeah, we can just use it here. So it says it's 96 degrees on when that's shut, and the lamp's on, which it's not actually that hot inside the brooder. But you want to keep the light to one side. That way, if they get too hot, like right now, they like being up against it. But there's some that, they like hanging out in the corner. If they get too hot, they can move away. So if you would have a smaller brooder box, make sure your light's only on one side so they can have a spot where they can get to if they need to cool off. So let's check out the adults. All right, so here's the hutch. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this, showing you guys just how some of the features and how he built it. But I got the design off Chris over at Slightly Rednecked. I'll leave his channel link in the description if I can remember to put it in there. But it works pretty nice. It has these latches you just push up, and it needs leveled. It doesn't actually open that easy. That way. We need to oil the hinges. But I got their food here, their water here. It's kind of ironic that it's in a container for chicken salad, but these are quail, not chicken. As you can see, they poop a lot. All those white specks are pretty much poop. Most of it falls through the 1/2-inch mesh. Couple pieces here get stuck, but that's not a big deal. Oh my gosh. As they walk, it'll fall through. So they are actually, I have this here so I can peek in. You can see one that kind of, let's see if I can get them out. Nope, you're not coming out. Oh, they say, here we go. Nope, head over. Come on, ladies. Let's go. There you go. So they're all females. I wanted to ensure that I had some females because I do not want to end up getting the standard run of 20 that's like 15 males and 5 females. I'd be very upset. Oh, look, one's back in here already. No eggs. And so, yeah, that's what an adult looks like. Come here. Come here. They're pretty used to being handled. She'll calm down in a minute. See? They calm down pretty good. They're decent sized. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, I'll let you go. Don't jump out. So I need to rack this thing. It's not level at all, so I have to press on it right to get any of this stuff open. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. She says, what are you doing up in here? So I need to get another bag of sand. You can still see the mesh underneath. I definitely want it deeper so they can really burrow and just enjoy it. They are ground birds by nature, so they enjoy this. This makes them pretty happy. Some people put like leaves and twigs in there with their hutches just to, I guess, for as enrichment. But they seem to just be pretty happy. And they're pretty simple birds. They don't really need a lot. They enjoy the dust. They can get a dust bath if they'd like. And they're all going to go huddle in the corner because they're afraid. They think I'm going to get them. I'm not going to get you guys. Stretch your wings. Show them how big you are. No? I think the difference between the males and the females, if you can see, these females have pretty just tan chests. I think the males are more speckled. Yeah, here, now we're digging. They just like digging in the sand. There's nothing in there, but they just like digging in there, just having a grand old time. But I'm pretty sure the males have a more speckled chest than the females. They might look like they're cold, but they're probably pretty comfortable. I know people in Canada raise these things, and it gets like below freezing temperatures, and their quail sit out on the wire in the middle of the wind. So this is definitely, there you go. Poop on camera some more, why don't you? Yeah, they do poop in their sandbox. It's recommended you get like a kitty litter scoop, and you can just go in and scoop it out and clean it out, or just add more sand, whatever. But yeah, let me shut this up because it's going to be loud. And so I have some plastic on top too to help just insulate it a little better, make sure that they are out of the wind pretty good. There is mesh here on the floor on the one side, so wind can kind of get in there a little bit, but for the most part, this is out of the wind. Definitely can help them if they really want to get out of it, especially the rain too. The rain can blow in this mesh part. This roof is really heavy, really sturdy. We went with a solid wood construction. We have some extra shingles we're just going to put on it. I know in Chris's video, he does some like tin strips, I think. Some metal sheeting, but we don't have any of that really laying around. A lot of this is wood left over from whenever they installed the house. They had tarp nailed on with all these 1x4s,
So a lot of this wood was just stuff that we had laying around. And I probably spent $100 in hardware, the rest of the wood, the paint. So that's really not too bad of an investment. And the quails themselves probably cost around $100. $10 for a full-grown female, and then $3 for the 3-week-old chicks, which not bad. And I had free shipping. So it was from Hatch Poultry. They're in Maine, all organic, non-medicated, healthy farm there. And yeah, so they're out. Yeah, see, I walk away and then they get out. Yeah, now they're gonna eat. They decided, yeah, it's time to eat. And so yeah, my first 24 hours with these quail. I learned a lot about what not to do with the chicks, especially with the whole water thing. Sometimes you have to separate them if they kind of isolate and kind of pick on some of the smaller ones, or if there's really small ones. As they get bigger, I'm going to start moving some out here. They didn't recommend putting the 3-week-olds with the 5-week or 6-week-olds. I don't know, 6 weeks are usually around full grown. These might be 8 weeks. They're not going to probably start laying eggs until we get roughly around 14 hours of light a day. Right now we're getting about 12. So I might install a light out here to encourage egg production, but they just went through a stressful move. So they're probably wouldn't lay anyways for about a week or two, just because they were in a truck for 3 days. So yeah, if you guys have any tips or tricks for raising quail, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. There's definitely going to be more quail videos coming. I'm going to do a more detailed video about the hutch, and maybe some of the feed we use and just some other things that I've picked up from watching various videos. But yeah, it's kind of cold out. Hopefully it warms up here in the next couple days. It's currently 45. Man, I'm ready for spring. But yeah, so first 24 hours, been kind of eventful. Spent a lot of time cleaning their feet. That was annoying. Had to nurse a couple back to life. And but the adults, they've been fine. Haven't had to do anything with them. Just feed them, and they've been good to go. And so that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe for more videos from us. Social links are all down in the description below. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.